What up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Matt Wyatt. So, a new movie that just came out on Apple TV Plus. It is called The Gorge. That is directed by Scott Derrickson. It's following the story between Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy, who are playing two operatives who are tasked to guard the gorge and anything that comes out of the gorge from these big monster creatures that are living in there. And their task is to guard it to keep it from coming out. I love Scott Derrickson as a filmmaker. This is a horror director that gave us Sinister. He gave us the MCU's Doctor Strange. He gave us The Black Phone, which is my favorite of his movies. And now he's got a new movie coming out later this year, The Black Phone 2. I mean, Scott Derrickson's got two major movies coming out. And this first movie that came out was The Gorge, and this movie went straight to streaming on Apple TV Plus. When I first saw that trailer, I was look like this doesn't look like it could be coming out in theaters. I could see why that they want to put this out on streaming and not in the theatrical release, because it does look like it could have come out on streaming. It almost looked like a streaming TV. But then when I watched the film, I was so surprised on how much I really enjoyed it. I don't say it's one of my favorite movies of the year, but I will say that this is much better than I thought it would be. And I think they should have gave it a chance to put this out in theaters. I understand why they didn't want to do it, because they don't think it's going to be profitable. It's very difficult to put out original movies now today, because when it comes out with original movies, no one goes out to support it. And that's unfortunate, because I wish more people give it a chance. If the trailer is good and if the reviews have been very positive, then you should give it a chance and support it. That way we can keep getting more original movies. Other than that, this I've heard that this movie is now the number two on streaming on Apple TV, and that's a big win for Apple TV itself. And yeah, I liked how it was well written. I felt like it's definitely more of a subgenre of an action thriller, more in a monster, in the horror and in thriller, and mostly the romance. The one thing that really saved the movie was definitely the romance and the human connection between Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy, who are at the end of their lives in their career, and they feel like they have nothing to live for, especially with Miles Teller's character, who is inexpendable and he has no one in his life that he cares about, and he knows that this is the one job that he will do for this that no one would take. And I felt a deep human connection between the two characters, especially when they're doing the love story, and you see the connection between the two of them as they're communicating without any dialogue, because they're so far away, and the communications and the phones are all off, and they're completely cut off from the outside world, and they had to find a way to communicate without having it to actually talk. And the way they did that, it was so well done, especially when they had to write down on the marker and write down on the board to could communicate, and they've been doing it for several months in the movie. And then as they come across paths and actually have an interaction, I really felt bought in the chemistry between Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller. Their performance was actually fantastic. I really believed the love story. It never felt forced. This could have been another just a gimmick, a streaming movie, but no, this one actually delivered. Now, as they go into the gorge and they fall in and they have to survive and try to get out of there alive, it's not the most strongest part of the movie, but I still enjoy the production value. As you're going into the gorge, you're seeing a lot of these monster design. The set designs looked really cool, especially when you're going into the different zones, like the yellow zone, the purple zone, and the red zone. It was so well done, and when the cinematography was definitely a banger. The action and the choreography was spot on. We know that he can shoot action. I thought it was really good. It did come off a little bit of a generic action thriller as they were in the gorge, and it only lasts for about like 20 to 25 minutes or so. But in the biggest weaknesses of the movie was definitely the third act, because it falls into that whole trope of this whole conspiracy, this whole not trusting anyone, and having the government keeping dirty little secrets and try to keep it from coming out. It's just something that's been done before, and I didn't think it was as well executed. It kind of felt very shoehorned in, and it felt like an afterthought to me. And Sigourney Weaver is the one who hired these two to guard the place, and she's not in it much. She's more like in the behind the scenes that's pulling the strings, really. And I thought Sigourney Weaver did okay, but she wasn't that interesting. She was kind of a boring antagonist that we kind of seen many times before. And it got a little bit of wonky in the third act. But overall, I thought that what really saved the movie was the human romance connection between Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller. I thought they were the strength of the movie that really kept it going. I thought it was really good. So overall, I'm going to give this movie a 8 out of 10. That it's really good. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it already. If you have Apple TV Plus, definitely check it out if you when you get a chance. This is not going to be one of my favorite movies of the year. It's not going to be a movie that's going to change your life. This is not one of them, but it's still a better movie that came out in 2025 this year so far. We're so early in advance for these a lot of big movies that are coming out this year, but this is another decent film. Now, have you seen The Gorge? Tell me what you thought about the movie. Give me your initial thoughts in the comment section below. And if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications so that you will know when my videos are coming up. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, great evening, wherever you're from, and stay tuned for more of my content.